There's been a ton of changes in the recent patch in 25.10. Liandry's been nerfed with a ton of other mid lane changes. We'll be going over that, S tier champions, great combinations for you and your duos, and different team comps. So get comfy, get ready, as this is going to be the ProComps meta forecast. We'll be starting off by heading towards the top lane where Set, Shen and Olaf are going to be the 3 S tiers for this patch. The only other major notes is Cho'Gath got adjusted, getting him more attack speed and more damage on his E. Still around that A tier, so nothing too exciting. But play one of these 3 champions up top and you're in a solid position. As we head over towards the jungle where assassins are taking over. Elise, Shaco and Talon are all up in towards that S tier, with champions like Echo to look out for with those buffs towards Rocket Belt. But the biggest losers here have to be Xing Zhao. Due to his nerfs with Neferi and Kayn, all of them have gone from the S tier down to the A tier, as the Mad Dog's damage towards those monsters have been decreased, putting him more in line with most of the normal junglers, while Kayn has less HP later on and Xing Zhao is less tanky towards the late game. And the only other thing is Vi's getting a damage nerf at all stages of the game, so she still will be at that A tier. On towards the mid lane, this is the place where we've had the most changes. Liandry's and Zerf have had major nerfs, and with this going down, assassins in the mid lane are creeping more up. My major winner for this patch has to be Neeko. With those buffs towards the Rocket Belt, she's in a really solid position there and in the support role. But some other S tier champions have to be Zoe and Talon. So if you are enjoying your assassins in the mid lane, this is definitely the patch for you. With assassins running rampant in solo queue these days, Jinx, Tristana and Kog'Maw are still going to be S tier in that AD carry position, but still do be thinking about picking up those mages. But some AD carries that have been changed was Smolder getting a buff on his passive, bringing him down from B tier up towards A, while of course for Senna, she's been turned officially from a support back to an AD carry. So make sure to pick her up there, pair it up with a Tam Catch or any tanky support, you're going to be loving your laning phase. And finally, for those S tier champions, we're going towards support. Lulu has finally been nerfed enough to get her out of the S tier down towards A, as she's going to have less armor in the late game. But more importantly, her ultimate has also been increased by 20 seconds in the early levels. She still will be strong, just not S tier anymore. And some other champions can shine now, with Sona being up there, Elise and Rel being the 3 champions in my S tier. Elise is very early game focused, so make sure you get a lead, otherwise this champ does fall off a cliff later into the game. But now that we've seen all the S tiers in every role, what are my 2 favorite S tiers and blind pickable champions for this patch? For the first one, up in the top lane, it hasn't changed from last week. I think Shen is absolutely broken in this current patch. He has literally no bad matchups except for Cassiopeia up there. And the benefit is you can ult your teammates. The only thing to note on this champion is make sure to buy Barmy, Cinder or any sort of wave clear, as that's the only struggle this champion has. As down towards the bot lane as well, I would say that Kog'Maw is my other S+ tier champion. Mostly because he doesn't have any major counters and has a 54% win rate right now. But if you wanted to try and counter him or have a decent opportunity, AP bot laners are your best friend. Play Lux, play Brand or Seraphine, push him in lane and just don't let him play that game. Coming up next is going to be our blind pick segment. These are the champions that we think you can play in solo queue and honestly not care what they pick up against you. Every champion, yes, does have counters, but these have quite a few less. We already mentioned up towards the top lane about the Shen, but another champion, Set, is very strong in this current meta. The only thing you have to worry about is, of course, those range matchups, but if you ban those away like the Vayne, nothing can really mess with you there. As towards the jungle, it is going to be Warwick and Xing Zhao. Both of these aren't there in that S tier, but at that A tier bracket, you're able to 1v1 almost any champion on this Rift, and you have really good gank setup. And this is super important, as towards the mid lane, you're going to have great team fighting players. You have Galio with the ultimate that can save anybody on your team, and the Orianna that is great follow-up towards another engage from one of your teammates. As finally, down towards that bot lane, Kog'Maw and Jinx are going to be our AD carries. 2 massive team fight threats. Just make sure if you do pick this up, you stay very safe and let somebody else engage for you. For example, one of the safe bot laners like Rel or Sona. which are going to be our S tier supports. If you pick up any of the ones I mentioned here today, you are going to be very comfortable in your next solo queue games. But let's say you don't want to play solo queue, you want to play solo duo with one of your teammates. And for some best duo champions, one of them is going to be for top and jungle, and one of my favorites and something I've hyped up a lot is this Shen. And I found one of his best partners in crime, and that would be the Warwick. This champion's goal is to run around and kill everything, and its biggest problem is you need to go low to deal high amounts of damage. And Shen can help him with that, ulting him and saving him whenever he gets low. So this is one I truly recommend to pick up as a top jungle duo. While towards the mid lane, I got something a little weirder this week. With Zoe being super popular in the support and mid lane and even an S tier champion, I found out that Wukong paired with her in the mid jungle has a 55% win rate together. This combo goes well as Wukong can hit his CC, while Zoe hits the bubble afterwards, ended up in a free kill every single time. While towards the bot lane, I've gone for something a little more simple for you guys. We've got Caitlyn and Sona, as in the bot lane together they can poke out the enemies, but more importantly, if you get poked out, Sona's going to be able to heal you up and allows you to have a really good late game team fight. So if you want to try and 2v1 people, I truly recommend this ADC and support combo. But now you guys at home understand who are the S tier champions and who are safe to blind pick. We're going to be going over towards compositions that you can play with your buddies there in Flex Queue. One of them, and our first comp, is going to be the Protect Mr. President. This one is all about your AD carry, so put them on a hyper carry like Kog'Maw, Jinx, or even a Felios to make sure they have enough damage to win out in this team fight. And the rest of you guys, pick up champions that can keep them very safe. With the comp we built is going to be Braum down towards the bot lane with that Kog'Maw, Galio in the mid lane to ult him if he needs saving, and Kayn and Shen to give even more utility towards him. Just make sure if that Kog'Maw dies, you get the heck out of dodging those team fights. For our second composition, it is going to be a pick style comp, and we brought out a few champions which you may not have thought about for a while. Got Quinn in the top lane, Pantheon in the jungle, Talia in the mid lane, and Twitch and Nautilus adds the duo down towards bot. And the whole goal of this playstyle is finding someone on these side lanes and picking them apart. And Quinn may not be too strong in the current meta, but you just roam around the map with that Twitch invisibility and the Pantheon ultimate, and you're in a very solid position to take these skirmish team fights. So if you just want to muck around and have some fun, this is truly a composition for you. But let's say the pick style comp isn't your main style. If you just want to engage into the enemy and have a massive team fight, maybe this comp is going to be your answer. We paired up Irelia, Amumu, Yone, Jinx, and Leona. The biggest goal of this composition is wait towards that level 6, gets a big Amumu ult in towards the backline, and just let Yone and Irelia run rampant through the enemy lines. You do need to be careful keeping your Jinx safe. You can always swap it out for a Tristana or Kai'Sa if you need a bit of mobility, while Leona's there just to help with a bit of that CC. But this composition in teamfights is almost unbeatable. Now, for another style of composition, we do have the Siege style. This composition is all about taking those tower plates and just never fighting your enemies. Some champions that have been a little under radar for this style has to be the Yorick up towards the top lane with those goals, and of course your Q max. You are absolutely shredding over these towers. We like to pair this up with either a Wukong, Zoe, Caitlyn, and Sona, as the Caitlyn can take out the towers with the amount of range you have, while Zoe in the mid lane is comboing up with the Wukong like we talked about before, to have a great mid 2 versus 2, but if you can get huge pressure on towards the enemy, can one-shot anybody from such a huge distance. And finally, for our final comp, it is going to be the 1-3-1 split style. We went for a heavy focus around this top side in this week. We went Renekton and Elise. You combo it up with Renekton CC in towards that Elise cocoon, and you're going to be shredding these people either under the tower or just in lane normally. And finally, for the rest of the people for the comp, it will be Akshan, Sivir, and Rakan, as the Akshan is able to roam around the map with his invisibility, and of course Rakan can pair it up, leaving the Sivir alone to just clear those waves. So if you have a really good top laner on your team, a huge recommendation is this comp style. And that's going to be it from us here at ProComps. Make sure to like and subscribe, and make sure to comment down below what your favorite composition is, or if you think there's any sneaky picks that we haven't picked up just yet for the next upcoming patch. But except for that, have a wonderful day, and we'll see you in the next breakdown.